Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. And welcome to The Roads with Belle. Today is December 4th, 2025. And we're going down the roads to fact-checking Trump and why it's important to. On the main channel, I've repeatedly said that the media should stop treating Trump like a source of accurate information. And recently, I pointed out that we didn't cover his announcement of a peace deal for Ukraine because, I didn't believe him. Well, it turns out one of the questions we got asking why we didn't cover it was, unbeknownst to me, from somebody who really wanted it covered because he's a Trump supporter. After I pointed out that the meeting with Ukrainian representatives demonstrated that, no, there wasn't a peace deal, and that they hadn't even worked out a potential de facto border, I got a follow-up message. Quote, "Oh, that's real cute. You say Trump can't be trusted because the Ukrainians wouldn't agree after the fact to the lines. You didn't say anything about Russia agreeing to it, even though Ukraine backed out. You act like his announcements can't be trusted. Care to cite your sources? You act like it happens all the time. Then it shouldn't be hard to give 3 factually wrong statements from Trump. Not something that you feel is wrong to say, but factually wrong." Before we go on, I want to clear up some things in this. Ukraine didn't back out of any deal. The Trump administration said there was a deal, not Ukraine. Let me just tell you now, if there's actually a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia, they'll issue a statement. It won't come from the Trump administration. As an aside, Russia didn't agree either. That was also not true. 5 hours of talks in Moscow this week led to nothing. And one of Putin's top foreign policy advisors said that a, quote, compromise option was not found. Yes, I act like he's not a source of accurate information. You want 3 factually wrong statements as proof. I got you. Or, challenge accepted. Trump just held one of his made-for-TV cabinet meetings. During it, Big Brother said 2 + 2 = 5 again, and said, quote, grocery prices are down. Factually wrong. And it doesn't matter where you pull from. Want to go year over year? Average grocery prices were up about 2.7% from September 2024. From the start of his term, up about 1.4% from January 2025. Just 1 month to the next, up about 0.3% from August to September. Shouldn't that count as 3? But let's do more. More inflationary embellishment came when he said, quote, since last January, we've stopped inflation in its tracks. There is no world in which this is accurate. September put us on our 5th consecutive month of a year-over-year rate increase. There's more of him being economical with the truth of the economy. He said his administration has, quote, secured commitments of over $18 trillion. Look, I give him a little credit for this one. A little bit. Because at least now he's admitting the investments haven't actually happened. They're just commitments. But even with that, his own website says the number's about half of that. But even that's wrong, because it includes economic exchange, which is not investment. But Trump is also the guy who promised to reduce drug prices by percentages so large it would have meant pharmaceutical companies were paying you. So maybe Trump's just not good at economics. Let's change subjects. The most bizarre was him saying that his National Guard deployments were such a success that there were no murders in D.C. Did he somehow miss the attack on the National Guard in D.C. in which a soldier was killed? That isn't the only one. he repeated his bizarre claim of settling wars, saying, quote, "I've settled 8 wars. Name them." I have a full debunk on this. Some of the wars he claims to have settled were never even wars. They never happened. When it comes to his boat strikes, he also repeated his bizarre debunked claim, saying that, quote, "Every boat that you see get blown up, we save 25,000 on average lives. 25,000 lives. Nope. I have a full debunk on this too. If his numbers were right, there would be no deaths in the U.S. because with that ratio of 25,000 per boat, he's already exceeded the total number of ODs. Also, fentanyl doesn't come via the Caribbean. He made up a weird electric car claim, which I think is a new one. At least, I don't remember hearing this one before. Quote, "By 2030, everybody had to own an electric car under the Biden stupidity." There was literally no policy like this. It's just made up. You wanted 3. I gave you more than twice that and pulled all of them from a single meeting. And I could round it out. The gas price he quoted was wrong. The amount he claimed Biden gave Ukraine was off by hundreds of billions of dollars. And Biden didn't have the worst inflation in history. There's 10. From a single meeting. And that doesn't include the fact that Russia rejected his deal too, which you thought was true when you sent this email. These are all objectively false. They're numbers or they're clearly inaccurate statements. I make 3 videos per day, and there's a lot of news to fit in those. I am not going to cover every bizarre announcement he makes, especially when there is literally no supporting statements from the other parties. Did you get your Doge check yet? Are people on Social Security exempt from taxes? Look, even when he was younger, he would make claims that were pretty easily debunked. The older he's gotten, the worse the habit has become. Again, all of that was from a single meeting. If you're at this point and still believe his announcements are accurate and factual, well, just keep watching the channel. You'll find out that your current diet of information has left you with a very skewed view of reality. So, there you go. A little more information, a little more context, and having the right information will make all the difference. Y'all have a good day.